Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Thank you.
Good. You're out in the outside.
Yeah,
How's it going? How's the weather out there? It looks nice and sunny.
yeah, it's not too bad. It's a little bit of a breeze, but it's not too bad.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. That's good. How's everything going? I like all your green. You look very Irish.
Yeah, everything's going good.
Good. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for meeting with me. I'm gonna take what we talk about and I'll have a video, but I can like edit it so I can take out any parts or rearrange it or anything, so
Okay,
anything like that. So don't worry about like if something happens and and you need me to cut it out, then I can do that.
okay. No
So
worries.
yeah, so I just wanted you to I know you said in the past that the workshops and things that you did made life-changing things happen and
Yeah,
kind of saved your business and that kind of thing, but I never really heard the full story about what happened. So I just
yeah,
wanted you to tell me what happened.
yeah. So basically, I tried a few different. I was looking for help, and I tried a few different business coaches out there, and some of them were basically weren't very helpful. They're like, "Oh, you're never going to be successful if you do it this way. You're going to have to spend all this money with me or whatever in order to be successful." So I tried some of the programs, and it just didn't really kind of help at all. And I felt like I was just going to waste a lot of money in doing it. And like the training animals, like horses and dogs, has been in my family in Ireland for generations. So it's something that they've kind of always done. And like I always joke, I've been raised like a puppy because my granddad took me under his wing when I was small and like brought me out with the dogs from the day I got home from the hospital. So it's always kind of been in my life.
Uh-huh.
And so yeah, it was getting to that stage where it's like, well, is this going to be viable for me and my family in order to bring money into the house and do all that stuff? Is like with my wife being a veterinarian, she can't be the only one that's bringing the money in. So it was getting to that stage, and it's like I had a successful business in Ireland and it ran really successful. And then when I came over here, it was much more difficult. So I got to that stage, and then by chance, I seen your course, and I was like, all right, I'll give this one more go. And then I did it, and everything just made more sense. And it was you were down to earth and easy to get on with. That just comes out in everything you do. Like you generally care about your people, where a lot of people it's like a factory. It's like next, where's the cash? Where's next? Where you care about each and every person that you deal with, and you try to tailor everything to multiple different people because everyone has different types of businesses and do slightly different things different ways, which is always difficult and to tailor it to everyone. It's not like a cookie cutter kind of situation. So I like that about it. And I was able to change my whole business over here where I went from what I'd end up called one and done. So I go out and I spend a couple hours and do the first session and charge an hourly rate or whatever,
Yeah.
and try to cram everything I could into that one session, give them as much as possible. And then I would do a follow-up call and they would say, oh, we're doing really well. Thank you very much. And that was kind of it. And then when I changed it to your structure that you had, I was also getting the clients that I wanted to deal with because it was very frustrating when you have people that they they say they want to do it, but when the actual work comes about doing it, they actually don't want to do it. So part of the course you have also obviously is like find your ideal clients and figuring out what that is. And I never thought of thinking of that before until I did your course, and it made a lot of sense. And what is your ideal client to have? And that actually helped us a lot because my wife and I breed Portuguese water dogs too, and that helped us figure out a system of finding the ideal clients we want for the puppies that we bring into the world and making sure that then that they're going to be the right homes for they're going to be forever homes, not
Yeah.
temporary homes.
Yeah.
And so I was able to restructure our whole business there and able to use kind of like wording in the way to and laying out like showing the value in everything we do with our puppies. I think that's what's important with your course is like you're able to once you do your course, you're able to then show clients the value of it, and they're not looking at the dollar signs; they're looking at the value, overall value of it. Because after I did your course, within like the first week, I sold like my biggest program to one client, who is now a long-term client. They've come back with multiple dogs now, and they were blown away by the value that was in the course and what they were able to get out of it. So the price value didn't really matter to them. They didn't look at oh, this is going to call me X amount of money for X amount of time. They looked at the value of what was going to get out of it. And now their dog is doing fantastic. It was a little rescue pity lab mix, and they were kind of first time dog owners, didn't really know what to do. And now they've got a second dog. They got a golden retriever, and those dogs are doing fantastic together, and they come back on a regular basis now, and they just see the value in it. So the course has really helped like change the business for me to understand the marketing side of it, and to also understand just how to give clients full value and to show them what the value is. Because a lot of the times they don't see the value until they've gone through the actual program. A lot of the times my clients and stuff. So it was hard to show them unless you show them with your own dog or their dog, but you can't get that done unless they see the value in investing in your program in the first place.
Right.
And I think that's what you were able to give me, was like ways of explaining to people, like, this is what value you're going to get out of it. And then when they see it, wow, this is getting the value of that and more, it was worth every cent. And then like word of mouth gets around that way.
Yeah.
And helps it big time. So that's really how it really helped my business. And like, it's grown exponentially where now I can like pick and choose which clients I really want to deal with, and which I'm like, well, I don't deal with them. I'm going to pass them out to someone else or refer them to someone else, or specifically what I want to deal with. Like I used to deal with aggression back in Ireland, and now I just don't deal with it over here because it's not. I'm good at it, but it's not my passion. It's not something I want to do. So I pass it on to friends of mine who that's their daily passion. That's what they want to do.
Yeah.
So they're able to concentrate. Also, like dog training is such a huge, massive field too. One of the aspects you say is like, try find your niche and find what works for you. Because when you're trying to be the master of everything, you're going to be the master of nothing, really.
Yeah.
So finding what your niche is and being able to do it. And because I breed the puppies is kind of being my niche, and solving it from the baseline, and then working from there. And then if there's any older dogs that have issues in that way, then I can refer them to trainer friends or whatever like that, and kind of making a little network to work together. Because I think what I like about your group and the Facebook groups, and then the people that have done your courses, everyone's pretty like-minded. They're laid back and they talk to each other. There's no real argument or bitching or this philosophy or that philosophy. It's like, if the dog training world turned into that, I think the dog training world would be much better, because there's everything and anything everyone can learn. Like from a brand new person or a person that's been doing it 60 years, there's always something new and different ways. And it's a pity that they're not able to do that. And you always try to make it where it's like, it's not your way or the highway, but it's just like you have a way that works for you, and you are showing everyone what is being successful. And then you have the background of all the people that have been successful in your work. So it's proof there. And what I also like is, like, you're not a used car salesman. You're not trying to sell a person tons of stuff like you need this, this, and this. You only tell people what you think they actually need and their value.
Yeah.
And that's what's very honorable about you as a person, is like, when you have the success you have with a client, you could just tell them like, oh yeah, if you want to be more successful, you can do this, this, and this, which a lot of other coaches were trying to get me to do. It's like, would have ended up spending tens of thousands of dollars and end up not getting anything out of it.
Yeah.
Where the investment I put into your course, I probably got that like 20 to 30 times over easy in the past couple of years, no problem. Wow. And even like I said, after the first my large program I sold, I pretty much got half of it back already.
Yeah.
With one client, and that's only one client. And then just having it, the ease sort of took the stress out of it, because you're obviously going to a different country and it's a different culture. So it's completely different. Like in Ireland, the word of mouth like spreads like wildfire, and it's kind of easier to almost not do any marketing in that way. Whereas over here, it's more difficult because everything's kind of spread out more, and that's the kind of way. So it was a lot easier over there. So I had to kind of learn and then the marketing aspects in order to learn it. And it was a bit intimidating at first, but you broke it down so easy and simplified that it was easy to understand for people. So for me, for especially, and I took a lot of value in that because who really wants to go back to school and you're older, like, and stuff like that, when like you want to learn, but you don't, it's, you want to have it being complicated, and then you get frustrated, and it's like you're already busy enough as it is,
Yeah.
without adding more stuff in that is going to like stress you out because you're trying to find time to fit everything in. But I found it very easy to fit in your course and being able to do it because it was very easy to understand and apply straight away. Whereas the other stuff that I was reading and other coaches were trying to tell me, I was like, I don't understand this, so how am I going to apply it?
Yeah.
Whereas,
Yeah.
where you made it simple enough for me to be able to understand and being able to then put it into practice straight away. And I think
Yeah.
that's the key, is not being afraid to try it. And that's what you give people the courage to, like, just try it and go do it and then see how it works for them. And then you're always there to help people. And I found great value in that. And in the group of people that are on the courses too, from whatever year they did the course, everyone tries to help each other out and explain it. And I think that's great value in itself too. Like, that's where it's money and goal itself. Like, so.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the group of people that I get in the workshops always tends to be the nicest, most helpful, like, community of people that helps everybody. So I always love that too. You guys are also amazing and helpful to the new students and everything, as well as like alumni of the workshop. So you said before that you told me a long time ago that you started off in the workshop coming from a place of extreme discouragement because other people had kind of convinced you that you were going to fail, and you didn't like that kind of place that you were coming from and the being discouraged. And you said that the workshop and everything that you learned in it and from me and from everybody else saved your career and turned everything around. So besides what kind of impact has it had on you and your wife in the last couple of years since you did the workshop, as far as the income changes or just your business taking off or whatever? Can you give me any more specifics about the impact it's had?
Yeah, like, it's made us not look at the bottom dollar and just like being able to try new things and go for it and not thinking about the bottom, because that's what I think you think from, okay, well, I'm going to make this out of this assessment, I'm going to make this out of this class or whatever.
Yeah.
Where now just like, it's more relaxed. It's like, okay, I'm going to do this course, I'm going to build this, I'm going to do this. And then the money just kind of naturally flows in without having any stress on it. It's like, oh, got to check my bank account, what my bills are, compare it. Now it's just like the money kind of just flows in.
Yeah.
Like, not being afraid to try different things, like, oh, I'll do this or I'll change this or do that. So it's being able to have a real good work-life balance too, which I didn't have before. I felt like I was working every hour of every day trying to do stuff, whether it's like writing material, it's trying to write programs, trying to figure out new ways of getting revenue in, where now it's more relaxed. It's like, I'm able to have this idea and then just like go for it and try it.
Yeah.
Now, time that we can spend to do stuff like that we enjoy doing, like we have our horses that we ride and compete in, where we have our rescue donkeys that we hang around with and do stuff with, and then we can do stuff with the dogs. And it's just like, it's really given our life a much more better work-life balance and much more relaxed, so we can do the things we want and be able to invest in our hobbies and just enjoy that and not be worried about bills and paychecks and stuff like that. So it's really helped us dramatically in our life too, not just like the revenue stream, but just being able to balance that, which I think is key, because I think sometimes we work so much that we forget to really enjoy the life. And I think it's also being able to help me, because now I can find the ideal clients that work for me. It's taken a lot of stress off of me, because I'm always worried about the dog. Well, if this person had this owner, or if this person did this, or you're just worried about the owners not following through and not getting the results, and then you blame yourself on it.
Yeah.
Well, if they don't do the work, then there's nothing you can do, and it's not your fault. You've given them all the tools possible, but if they don't follow through, then they're not gonna be successful. Like, if they're trying to use a screwdriver to knock in a nail, it's not going to be successful. Like if you tell them that they need to use a hammer and they keep using a screwdriver, there's nothing you can do if you tell them over and over again that they need to use a hammer. If they're still just going to use a screwdriver, they're still not going to be successful. So
Yeah.
I think it's really helped me find the ideal clients in every aspect of our business, and it's been able to take a lot of stress off because we're always worried. And like, you worry about bad word of mouth, and you worry about like reviews and this and that and people talking. Whereas now, when you find your ideal clients, you know you're not going to get any of that because you've already picked these people that you know are going to actually do what you say they're going to do. Like, for example, with our puppies that we breed, we know that these people are going to contact us if they have a problem, whether it's medical, it's behavior, or anything like that. They will contact us and let us know. And that's very reassuring that we've picked them. It's not just like, oh, here you come, you give me money, here's the puppy, see you later. There's a whole process I've built now. And we've laid out, like, we've got these like email templates that we have laid out that explains everything in detail to the owners, so they understand exactly what they're getting into, and that like we're there for our owners for the lifetime of puppy, and we'll be in that puppy's life as much as the owner basically wants us to be. And it just makes us feel safe that we're bringing a life into the world that we know is going to go to somewhere they're going to fulfill their potential.
Yeah.
That really helps. And then being able to have the puppies come back for boarding or training, our little events that we do when we have meetups with them, it really helps us to understand that we're actually trying to make a difference and help like raise the best canine companions for people possible.
Yeah.
The way we're able to invest the money that we earn back into our business and into improving for our puppies. So before now we're able to invest in like stuff like incubators and stuff like that for the puppies. So we're able to put them in there, keep them warm, or anyone that's any sort of illness, we can put them in there. We have all sorts of like stuff now that we can keep all the puppies as healthy as possible, and we can also raise them the best way we can. Like we've got a finished garage now that has like real like big thick rubber flooring that's easy to clean. It's a temperature controlled room. We have all sorts of enrichment toys that we can add in now, and we don't worry about the expense of any of this stuff now because the money that we are getting from the puppies that we've built now, we're able to invest it right back in to improve it and build it better. And it's not even it's for us, it's more the value that we're able to give to owners, and to know that the puppies are going to have such a solid foundation that they're going out to, that they're going to be successful with it. That value of that is worth more than any amount of money, really.
Yeah. Yeah. So the impact that it's had on your life and being able to kind of have that freedom to do your hobbies and take care of your business, take care of the puppies that you breed, take care of the horses and everything else that goes on in your life and not have to worry about the bills. That's a huge impact to know that you can count on all of that and be able to work with the clients that you most love the most. So that definitely makes your business a lot happier for sure. Yeah. Anything else you wanted to share at all about your story and what's changed over the last couple of years since you did the workshop?
I just feel that like it gives you a better understanding of the marketing, and then also like it helps you, like when you talk to other trainers and people like that, you help the reference point to send them to and say, listen, even if you just look at Molly's free videos and you see the value she has in that's going to help you dramatically. And every trainer that helps every other trainer is just making the dog world a better place. And it's just improving dogs in general and improving the industry and trying to get it better, because there's enough toxicity and negativity in the world alone without the negativity that's in the dog training world and people comparing values and training philosophies and different tools and whatever. I think being able to have those reference points to send people and then they see it. And like, I've had a lot of friends who have like, when I sent them the free videos, like, oh my God, this is worth everything. And then they ask about the actual paid courses and I goes, you'll never regret it. You'll make it back in no time. And then they go and invest in it and they're like, it's the best thing they've ever done. Because it's almost information overload out there in the world right now.
Yeah.
Even for trainers and people who are intelligent, they go like, which is the right way? And I think after going through and doing various different courses and seeing it, the way your courses are laid out and made, it's simple, it's easy to understand. It's like talking to a friend. It's not like I'm talking to you and I'm worried about, okay, I've only got this amount of time with you or whatever. It's like you're talking to a friend. It's easy, like, and it's just flowing. It's easy. It's more relaxed. It's not stressful. And I think that's been able to help me just to relax more, enjoy learning and learning new things. I think what it's made me is not be afraid to learn things that I have know nothing about. Like I didn't know anything about marketing until I did your course, and now I have a better understanding of it. It's maybe not be afraid to learn other things. So, like with the horses, being able to learn new different sports and then learning training aspects of it, and not being afraid to actually try that. So, it's kind of had a various different aspects in it, and then just like with both my wife and I being more relaxed, not really worrying about like, okay, we got to worry about this amount, we can't spend this. It's made our marriage a lot better too in our relationship, because we're not stressful, we're not worried about this, we're not arguing over this silly things or taking work home with us, like a stress of work home, and then you obviously lash out at the person that's closest to you, and that's not good for your relationship. So that's really made a difference in our relationship, and being able to have us like more on the same page, more relaxed, more being able to enjoy our lives together, and then leaving work where it is, and then just being able to enjoy life.
Yeah, that is huge. I'm so happy to hear that. That makes me feel so good. I'm so happy for you. That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all those stories. I see your horse in the background. It's very, very cute back there. So I want to see more pictures of all the animals and everything. So send me that. And thank you again so much for sharing your story.
You're welcome. Thank you for everything. I really appreciate it. It really did save my career, so I do appreciate it. I wouldn't be doing it now without, and like we probably wouldn't be breeding the dogs without that help. And now we're able to make a difference of people in our lives, and we have some that are service dogs, and we have some that are like emotional support and everything. So really, it's had a huge impact on a lot of people's lives. So I thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm so happy for you. Thanks again so much.
Okay, have a good one.
Thank you. You have a great rest of the day. I'll talk to you soon.
You too. Cheers.
Bye. Bye.